Hi babies, welcome to Monday's episode. First, I'm going to apologize because I am hella hungover. A bitch stayed up real late last night or real early into the morning and is slowly recovering. But I learned my lesson. Just kidding. I will probably say this a million more times, especially now that I'm single. But for today, I'm just gonna act like that's never gonna happen again and I'll never stay up till 6 a.m. ever again, highly intoxicated. But you know what? That is not what you guys came here for. You guys did not come here to know about my weekend, my Saturday night. You guys came here right now is how to drive your girl absolutely crazy and crave you sexually. Now this video is gonna be mostly for the boys or the penis owners because we are working on seducing the vulva. And when it comes to stuff like this, there is not a better person to ask than the opposite sex you are trying to attract. So I've showed up for you guys and I have stacked together a bunch of tips to help you guys drive your girl crazy and how to make her sexually desire you hard, like dripping hard. Now, if you're interested at all in any of these tips and you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel and make sure you give this video a thumbs up because this is exactly how I bring to you the tips and the taboo or the not so taboo topics of the week. And I can't do that without your support. So I invite you to come and subscribe, baby. So if you struggle for turning your girl on or you feel like the sexual tension is no longer there anymore, let's reignite that flame and get shit started. Leading the way with number one, we are going to make her feel desired, baby. Now this is obviously the most powerful tool you can have in your tool belt because you need to make her feel desired and sexy because that flips a switch in our brain that is like, oh yeah, I'm DTF like right now because I know how bad you need me and you want me. So it's really like the prime for the sexual foreplay. Now I understand the feeling of being deeply desired might not necessarily matter to you, but for us as women or vulva owners, it does. So you're gonna learn today. So some different things that can help you make her desire you are going to be flattering. So you're gonna flatter something that she really truly cares about. Maybe she's going to the gym more. Maybe she has this really nice outfit on. Something where you're genuinely saying, yeah, babe, you look really good today. Or I like your outfit. I liked what you picked. Like, you know, anything kind of around that. Something to flatter her and kind of stroke her ego. Now, if your girl's into PDA or public displays of affection, this is awesome. You can utilize these flattering techniques and amplify them, making it more effective when you give her compliments in front of her friends. Obviously, everything in moderation, because if you are constantly giving compliments all the time, they kind of lose that spark and they kind of lose that value. It's almost like they're expecting it. So it doesn't hit that deep, burning sensation that you really want to ignite. Another way you can spark this desire is actually using the princess principle, we will call it. AKA, you gotta make her feel special. Maybe it's something as simple as surprising her with flowers or a bottle of wine, or sending her a text halfway through the day saying, hey babe, like I missed you, or I can't wait till I get home and what are we gonna do tonight? Or maybe it's something on the more extreme end where you're organizing a whole weekend so that you two can spend it together and bond and really connect. And if you think it's all about spending money, it really isn't. Sometimes it's just as simple as sending a text being like, I'm thinking about you, or I can't wait till I see you tonight, or when do I get to see you next? Anything that is making her feel like she's desired. Something that turns any gender on is caring about yourself and pushing yourself further in your own life. So yeah, obviously we want you to care for us, but we want you to care about yourself too. That might be as simple as going to the gym, wearing a nice cologne, wearing something that looks amazing on you, like a suit, or maybe it's just being in your comfy, cozy clothes because all she sees you is ever in your suit. Working on your physical aspect is just one piece of the pie. You also want to be advancing in your career, your relationship, and have like a big plan for the future. Now, I'm not saying A, B, C, D all has to equal the same thing, but it is nice to know that you do have plans for yourself and you do aspire bigger things and bigger dreams because no nobody wants to date somebody who is stuck and content. We always want to be expanding and growing. Next up is eye contact. You want to make sure you're making a good amount of eye contact. Too little of eye contact can be really weird. If you have shifty eyes, it can come off as inconfident and insecure. Too much eye contact can also be weird because then it makes the other person feel really uncomfortable. So reading their body language is something that is crucial. And if you don't know how to read somebody's body language, I need to make a video on it. And then we can all discuss different body language and cues and whatever, so you can feel out the person that you're trying to connect with. That works in any type of relationship, whether it be a friendship or whether it be more intimate. Number 2, we are gonna layer this bitch. We're gonna build some sexual tension. And what does sexual tension build up look like? Well, it's gonna be some teasing, some light play work. Making little jokes and little jabs at each other can really be good on turning them on, depending on what they like. Like, I know for me, I love somebody who can give a good tease, whether it be sexually or just like funny. I'm all here for it. It's game. Come at me, bro. Now, when we're working on building that anticipation piece, you can do it in a couple different ways. You can do it through a text message, maybe messaging her a little bit before you guys actually hang out, telling her what you want to do to her. That could be anything from cooking, sex, kissing, whatever your game is, go with it because you know your partner best, or you should know your partner best. And if you're just learning, then this is awesome. This is a good way of building that sexual tension and allowing it to enter in and flow. You can also just say it right to her face. Maybe you're in a group or a room full of people and you can lean over and whisper in her ear what I would do to rip all of your clothes off your body right now. Something where it's just like, boom, like, did you just say that to me? Oh, honey. No matter who the person is, everybody likes a little bit of filthiness in their ear. Am I not right? The next thing we're gonna talk about is novelty. If you're consistently doing the same 3 to 4 techniques and the same things to constantly turn her on, that's gonna lose its effectiveness. So make sure you're switching it up constantly to kind of stimulate multiple different aspects of her life. Unlike many guys really only focus on female ejaculation and female orgasm. The goal here is just to create pleasure, to build that pleasure up. It really truly is all about the build up, especially for us vulva owners. Sometimes it's as simple as just having sex at a different time than you normally would, breaking those routines and breaking those old habits. Like, if you know you guys are always gonna bang when she gets home from work, then switch it up. Maybe do something in the morning, or maybe if you have time to squeeze it in midday, or maybe you want to dabble in some kinks just to keep it fresh. You just got to make sure that you are keeping the novelty alive. Now, those are just some tips to help get you started on making her want and desire you and making her horny AF. But what can we do sexually to make sure she gets there? Let's start off with setting the scene or setting the mood. So maybe it's turning on that music, lighting a few candles, and walking her into the room. Or maybe it's something like giving a sensual massage, really taking care of her and relaxing it and decreasing that stress and that overwhelm sensations. Because those are breaks in the bedroom and those are breaks in your life in general. And we're not here for the breaks. We are here to fully send and accelerate through this. And maybe you're not a candles person, and that's all right. They make lamps. Set the mood right in the room. And if you don't have a fucking lamp, you need to get a Himalayan salt lamp that has a dial on it so you can really get the ambiance and get in the zone. Because if I walk into that bedroom and it looks like a sex space, you bet your ass we're having sex. Now, we already talked about regular touch in open spaces and just kind of connecting and building that sexual attention. Now we're gonna bring it into sensual touch. So this one is a little bit more progressive and a little bit forward. You're setting the tone, you're setting your intention for the mood and where you are trying to navigate her to go. So I know I just said a sensual massage, so that is obviously fitting into this category as well. But maybe you can do something a little bit less intense. So you could do caressing her inner thighs, maybe the side of her neck, hitting those erogenous zones like her ears, maybe sucking on her neck a little bit, but don't give hickeys unless that's what she's into, because I don't want a hickey on my neck when I go to work, and I bet you that bitch doesn't want one either. But men are different. Men like hickeys. It's like war paint. Now, she might not be in the mood for her pleasure, but she can be in the mood for your pleasure. So sometimes what happens is we get turned on by turning our partners on. And I think men are the same way as well. We want to know that you're receiving pleasure. So while I'm doing something to you and you're expressing how much you're loving those sensations and those feelings, that's gonna make me want to jump your bones. Another thing that can spark this fire up and get it going is obviously toys. Toys are not your enemies, fellas. They are your friends. In fact, they are your best wingman. 1, it shows that you like to explore. 2, you want to give her pleasure. And 3, you genuinely care about dual stimulation. Getting her a new fancy toy or maybe using one of her favorite toys on her is a good way to set the tone and set the mood. I mean, you can get her to touch herself as well while you watch. There's this thing called mutual masturbation. That is fucking hot. If you haven't tried it, I really encourage you to do so because that just hits different. Now, with all the tips that I gave you in this video, you also have to understand that sometimes when somebody's not in the mood, they're just not in the mood, and there's no way that you're gonna be able to get them there. And that's totally fine. Just if you are that horny, just go take care of yourself. I mean, your girl or your partner will always be there back and waiting for you when they are ready as well. Because sex is mutual. We both have to consent to wanting it. And you have to consent to the foreplay. But the desire aspect of it, you can keep that running no matter what, because it's really important that you still connect with your partner on that deeper level rather than just sexual, because that's truly where the lubrication happens naturally. Oh, I wanted to tell you, if you guys are going to be doing like a sensual massage, I really highly recommend using a coconut oil, because coconut oil can also be used as a natural lubrication. So maybe you're massaging her legs and her low back and her butt, but you can also start massaging the vulva, and that, ooh, that just feels so good. And it doesn't have to be with extreme amounts of pressure either. Try something a lot lighter than you think, almost like a tickling sensation, and with little tiny rubs around the outer labias and working your way in. Avoid the clit. We do not press the red button right out of the gates. We build that bitch up. Now, despite me being super hungover for this, I think I did a pretty good job. My organization levels weren't horrible. I didn't ramble too much, but I truly hope that you did get something out of this video. And if you didn't, well, that sucks. I mean, like, I still showed up for you, so show up for me and try a little harder. And yes, if you watched the whole way through and you haven't done so already, you know what to do. Come subscribe, baby, because next Monday I will not be hungover and I will be back better than ever with a new sex video of the week. And if you have any recommendations for my video next week, please drop it in the comments below, because I am here for it. I want to bring content that you guys like, so help a girl out. And I will see you guys next Monday.